Welcome you all to the Wanda Coleman Theater and to the LA book launch for S is For by William Archila. Please give it up. My name is Jimmy Vega. I'm the Associate Director of Beyond Baroque. I'd like to start by acknowledging Beyond Baroque's presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Tonga peoples. We acknowledge the wrong done to these peoples through settler colonialism, genocidal practices, and the violent disposition of their land. And as an arts organization, we are committed to uplifting Indigenous communities, their stories, and cultures. For those who don't know, Beyond Baroque is Los Angeles' oldest literary arts center, located here in Venice, California, founded in 1968 by George Drury Smith, first as an experimental literary magazine before reimagining itself and becoming the literary home we know it as today. We are based out of the original 1906 Venice City Hall and help support writers and help cultivate new writing through our extensive program of writing workshops, readings, and performances. We offer a number of workshops online via Zoom, such as our free weekly Monday night fiction workshop, facilitated by Raquel Baker, and our historic Wednesday night poetry workshop, currently facilitated by Tom Lachis. Similarly, we offer several paid in-person and online intensive workshops throughout the year. Next week, in fact, we'll be bringing William back for a prose workshop. Yeah, so there's a few spots left, so definitely sign up after the reading if you would like to take a workshop with William. And then later this month, we'll be welcoming back Sarah McClay for a generative workshop as well. Yeah. So sign up, inquire in the bookstore. We'd love to see you back to take a workshop with us. And currently, we also have our open call for the Linda J. Albertano Fellowship, which is for women and non-binary emerging poets. Yes. So please apply. If you're an emerging poet, please spread the word to for others to apply and continue to spread the word. The fellow will receive $1,000 in Beyond Baroque workshop credit, an opportunity to curate their own reading with the program's budget, and the opportunity to facilitate our Wednesday night workshop as well. So do check out our socials online at beyondbaroque.org to learn more. Here in our space, we offer over hundreds of workshops and readings throughout the year. Later this month, we will be at AWP Los Angeles, where we will not only have a booth, but we'll also be a part of several panels and offsite readings. Notably, on Thursday, March 27th, we'll be over at Telescope Studios in Los Angeles for a What Books Press and Friends reading, showcasing the work of several independent small presses, including What Books Press, Beyond Baroque Books, Tia Chucha Press, and others. And on Friday, March 28th, we will be here celebrating the launch of our newest anthology, Poetry Goes to the Movies. Yes, it's going to be a really big party, and we'd love to see you here on Friday. So again, for more on that, visit our socials, visit our website. And all of this is only accomplished with the support of our community. So if you're a member, thank you for being a member. If you're not already a member, we'd love to have you become a member. Memberships start at $75 for a single membership. It's an annual membership, so it allows us to continue to offer free, low-cost, workshops and reading series here in the space. So before we get into the readings, I want to give a big thanks to our staff for making tonight possible. Quentin Ring, Yvonne Salinas, Eric Alberg in the booth, Genesis Perez. Yeah, make some noise. Nick Foreman and Rhiannon Cielo Chavez. Thank you for all that you do. So without further ado, I want to jump into the readings here. And our first poet of the night is Arthur Kayzakian. Yes. Finalists for the 2023 Kate Tufts Award and the winner of the 2021 inaugural Black Lawrence Immigrant Writing Series for his collection, The Book of Redacted Paintings, which was also selected as a finalist for the 2021 Philip Levine Prize for Poetry. He is the recipient of the 2023 Creative Writing Fellowship from the National Endowment of the Arts. He is also the winner of the Open Chapbook Competition for his chapbook, My Burning City. He has been a finalist for the Locked Horn Press Chapbook Prize, Two Sylvia's Press Chapbook Prize, the C.D. Wright Prize, the Sunken Garden Poetry Prize, and the Black River Chapbook Competition. He is contributing editor at Poetry International and a recipient of the Minas Silva's Fellowship. He serves as the poetry chair for the International Armenian Literary Alliance. His work has appeared in several publications, including the Audrey Journal, Portland Review, Chicago Review, Cincinnati Review, the Southern Review, Michigan Quarterly Review, and Witness Magazine. Please give it up for Arthur Kayzakian.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. Hey, everybody. How you doing? I want to say thank you to William for this opportunity to read at your book launch. I'm grateful to read with Douglas and Cynthia tonight also. And S4 is sold at the front. Get your copy. Oh my God, this book is amazing. Okay, I'm going to start with a poem from William's book, Spanish Lesson with a Handful of Dirt. Today, okay. Todos. Yikes. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read the poem. You can always claim your roots in a country once you bury the dead, or is it your dead will claim you always once you bury your country? I think bury the dead and your country roots will bury you is a variation nailed and final. If Reuben can return in one song, perhaps I could return in a sentence. Maybe the word in Spanish for return, or just recordar, from Latin recordis. No matter, after my father disappeared, wearing a light shirt and dark-colored pants, I started listening to his records, sounds between the conga and the piano player. Did you know Reuben reminded everyone during the Cold War it was too hot in Central America? I do not understand this lust of how to kill a man. They broke my father by the alleyway, something ghastly. Even Dante trembled in his pity. Did the Bible say don't talk to the dead? They are many and they want out. I think my father said it best when he told me, you don't have to teach the dead to talk. They know what to say. They say spring. They say summer leaves and a handful of dirt. They might disappear, go back to wherever they come from, just when you realize you're accustomed to their sounds. S is for everyone. I'm sweating my ass off. That first line got me. All right. Shit. Whoo! All right. I'm going to read one poem because it's just one poem. List of all things in this black hour. 1. A tyrant rises out of his seat to declare victory. 2. On a crumpled strip of paper trapped in a fortune cookie, the words, peace is an invention to distract a world at war. 3. If you kill someone, you'll lose your shadow. 4. The unforgiving room in my mother's eyes. 5. It smells like an old theater with dust swirling in the storm of her lights. 6. Your electoral vote is a night with quick, dark licks of policy. 7. Maybe the city will fill me with music. 8. Maybe music will fill me with taxes. 9. Maybe time is a naked woman posing for a horny painter. 10. The watermark of a country in a deep state. History is an unconvicted felon. 11. Elongated shadows drag and echo in us all. 12. As if we are stuck in a light flinching elevator. 13. There are 34 electrons surging in my mother's laughter. 14. That's twice the number of neutrons dying from my sadness. 15. In Iran, it is forbidden to mumble prayers that defy the Quran under your breath. 16. In America, we crown criminals, uphold money and politeness. 17. Where I'm from, tarof is a practice of courtesy. 18. Even before a public execution, it is customary to tip your lyncher. 19. Even before a public execution, it is customary to tip the firing squad. 20. Step aside for the child who rushes to the front of the crowd. 21. High wind at 7 p.m. 22. Trees whoosh through dry branches. 23. I smell the residue of autumn leaves. 24. The future is a mountain shutting down your view of the horizon. 25. I want to swirl my tongue in your mouth before the world ends. 26. The world will never end. It will only burn from its mantle. 27. I fell inside a book. I'm still climbing out of chapter 7. 28. Am I as batshit as the climate of this country? 29. You know there's a ghost living on the 3rd floor of your lungs when you hear footsteps in your laughter. 30. In Iran, you can get killed for taking someone's picture. 31. In America, we are the surveillance we complain about. 32. Some people deserve to die. 33. We could have had more time. Just another hour, won't you? And 34. We gave it our all, didn't we? We tried. Tell me we tried. Thank you.
Give it up, folks. Arthur Kayzakian in the house. All right, so we're going to keep it going with Cynthia Guardado, a Los Angeles-born queer Salvadorian poet and professor. She is the author of 2 collections of poetry, Cenizas and Endeavor. Please give it up for Cynthia Guardado.
So I'm really happy to be here tonight celebrating William's book launch. William is the first Salvadorian poet I ever read. I had the most widest literature education ever here in the United States. And when I was in grad school at Fresno State, Lori Badikian, his wife, won the Philip Levine Prize. And she was like, you have to, oh my God, you're Salvadorian, you have to read My Husband. And that was The Art of Exile. Was the first book I ever read by someone who represented where we come from. I'm getting lost in my own book. I know I tabbed it. So I'm going to start with this one. When people say, but you weren't born in El Salvador. All the blood inside my body is a stream tethered to the roots of trees stretching thousands of years. They have carried me for generations from the past into my physical body, the future. I was always meant to be guardado, guardado. My ancestral spirits guiándome, mis padres todavía solteros, to the aisles of a grocery store, a portal to a cantón in Chalate. The damp marrow of my bones is filled with the scent of El Río Las Minas, where my great-great-grandmothers gave birth to our bloodline, Nuestro Mundo, and quietly sang us into existence. Buena Vista is my destiny. I have no alternate origin story. My soul bloomed in the dark of Abuela's house and migrated to another country where my ancestors prayed for my parents, prayed over my unborn body until my DNA was full of thunderstorms, until the day of my return, where my father, under pouring rain, carried me across El Río Las Minas like baptism, wading in water. So, we were talking outside about this tattoo on my head right here, which is a Mayan priest in ritual, kneeling in ritual, and it's about this big, carved into jade, and it's in the Museum of Anthropology in San Salvador. And then I said, oh yeah, I got my hair cut this way when I got Inglewood tattooed on this side. And I think that couldn't be any more representative of how split my culture is and my love is for the existence that I have here, while also constantly recognizing my ancestral lineage and the genocide of our people. So I figured I'd share some father poems since I'm reading with all these men tonight. Because I know we all got daddy issues. How I remember it after he hit me. An exposed nail punctures my thigh when my father hits me with a piece of wood. At 11, I am forgiving. I can only force small words out of the tightness in my throat. Look what you did. That was the last time he hit me, or at least this is what I believe. Is this a story I retell, the one in which I recall my father's shame? My father is intentional in the way he doesn't hit my youngest sister, the way Abuela taught him to. Abuela stood over him without restraint, switch in hand, her arm pulling back until everything was blurry. He is intentional now, because the switch, the nearby tree, the piece of wood are all connected in memory. My father told me this, right? I can't find the moment in which he shared this truth, but I do just barely see a memory of Abuela, her body shaking, menacing, and swaying with violence. My father will learn how to love her even harder in her old age. He will be forgiving when he holds her small hand against his, imagines this is how she cradled his small body after birth. And I'm also going to read a new poem of the book I one day will write. I need to stop being a workaholic. So this is called Dollar 2005. On January 1st, 2001, the Monetary Integration Act passed by the Legislative Assembly of El Salvador the year before replaced the Salvadorian colon with the US dollar at a rate of 8.75 to 1, Central Bank of El Salvador. So if you're not aware, El Salvador is the only country out of the US that has the US dollar. 1. En la carretera, we pass a cyclist in full gear and burger. I wonder if I've arrived in the same El Salvador I left 5 years ago, the one in which colones weighed down los delantales de las vendedoras like the cathedral's heavy bells. Surrounded by volcanes, I settle into the space between La USA and what La Capital has become, a copy of a copy of a copy. 2. Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Tony Roma's, Domino's, Dove, Head and Shoulders, VO5, Pantene Proving, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. 3. En el Cantón, Abuelo's house is still a faded, water-stained teal on a dirt road. In the open kitchen, dry faucets sit next to half-full pilas that hold water like Mama Chila's spirit. The mint green curtain strung across the house for decades comforts you, and you are happy to find one place that feels the same, even if you know that isn't really true. Abuela's been dead for years, and all her children are in La USA. You whisper to yourself, at least el dólar hasn't changed this, a lie. 4. Google how long colones were the currency. Google what was the currency before 1892. Google what does peso pegged to the US dollar mean. Google what does it mean when currency is pegged to, and let Google search engine predict the rest. Google why the colon was pegged to the US dollar in 1919. Google why the colon is named the colon, even if you already know. Google where did all the colones go. Google dollarization, Google gold standard, Google fiat currency, Google what money is, even if it has no value. 5. Proofread the poem with your love from El Salvador. Let him dream of home, like he has for the past 30 years. Let him correct your Spanish. Let him fall into a memory and watch his face as he tells you about counting his mother's centavos on the floor. Watch his eyes hold on hard to the place he can't return to. Tell him you will write him into this poem. Bear the weight of his head on your shoulder as he takes it all in. Let him walk away and turn to you. Say, that's what we'll do when we're old. We'll move to El Salvador because I'm sure we'll be bored of here. Thank you.
Cynthia Guardado, folks. Give it up. Thank you, Cynthia. Up next, Douglas Manuel was born in Anderson, Indiana, and now resides in Whittier, California. He received a BA in creative writing from Arizona State University and an MFA in poetry from Butler University, and a PhD in English literature and creative writing from the University of Southern California. He is the author of 2 collections of poetry, Testify and Trouble Funk. His poems and essays can be found in numerous literary journals, magazines, and websites, most recently Zizava, Pleiades, and the New Orleans Review. He has traveled to Egypt and Eritrea with the University of Iowa's International Writing Program to teach poetry, a recipient of the Dana Gioia Poetry Award and a fellowship from the Borchlin Foundation Center on Literary Arts. He is an assistant professor of English at Whittier College and teaches at Spalding University's low-res MFA program. Please give it up for Douglas Manuel.
The older I get, I hate bios. It always feels so tawdry, right? Always feels so tawdry and too long. But I'm going to follow Arthur's lead, but honestly, I think that I'm the one who suggested that we read Will poems. So like, I feel a certain kind of way that you did it first and did it so well. Like, I'm low-key mad at you. We ain't gonna talk about that because I thought I was gonna be special. But it did give me time to make sure, and I'm gonna look one more time, that I can at least handle the Spanish that I might, because I got survival Spanish at best. But I think that I selected one that doesn't have any. I'm so thankful to be here. I love Beyond Baroque. I love Quentin. I love, I love everything about this place and the history. And, also mad respect due to Arthur, like that new poem, My Goodness, My Goodness. Cynthia, the way you could like not only just the content, but like your delivery and the way you emote, like you had me all up in my feelings, like it's deep in there. So just thank you so much. And Will, just an honor to share a stage with you. Like it really, really we share love of jazz and music and everything else. And you're just a homie, straight up, straight up. So from Will's awesome book, please go cop it. Please go cop it. To people who are watching, if we're in the Zoom land, go get it. I'm going to read Saturn's Country. S is for salt, for spoiling crops. S for worse, for no choice other than exodus, or territorial discourse. S for stretched out in a morgue, plastic bags like garbage discard. S for ES, which is S, which is Senor of 1,000 choruses. S for stinking hog, onions, frenetic maggots lying their baggage. S for still your flesh, meat butchered, bootlegged in the marketplace. S, some might say, your gas sloshed from a tank. Others, first blue, God doused on a tarp, hated it, and left it to rot. Or you're that sound he loved so much, smaller than a cricket song. S, scalp, for the soiled search of your God. S for complete darkness. S for success, out, carcass. S for sloth, for sickle, for the solar system beyond the sable incarceration. S for savior, for scavengers and sculptors you throw out of the temple. S for so much white noise, pressure, even the cardinal won't canonize you. No, not that bird, not that pontiff, nor your arsenal. S for still, to this day, in your belly, in the dive. Bars. I told you he nice with it. I told you he nice with it. Will, about a month ago, started just randomly sending me lines of my second book, Trouble Funk. And, you know, I'd be walking to go teach, or I'd be, you know, chasing a 2-year-old and just get that compliment. And it just meant so much to me. My second book is a love story about my parents getting together in the late 70s and early 80s. My dad was a DJ, so I decided to title every poem after a song he liked to spin. And Will would listen to the tune. Like a lot of people, I know they be capping. They say they listen to the song before they read the poem, like I ask them to, but I know they lie and they don't. But Will, I could tell by the questions and things he would ask me. And it just, again, just moved me so much. So I think that I'm going to read one from Trouble Funk, you know, just to kind of respect that love. And honestly, Will, it meant so much that you read it that hard. Thank you. And then I'm going to get out of here with a new poem, you know, new stuff. I had a homie who went to a Wu-Tang concert, and he said that literally like half the concert, they just sat there and said, new stuff, because nobody wanted to hear all the stuff from like Inner 36 and all the old stuff. So I'm not going to give y'all all old stuff. I'm some new stuff. So, but yeah, here's a Toast to the Fool, 1983. And of course, this is by The Dramatic. They kissed as if each other's mouth was the cure for a disease they both carried for so long they forgot they had. A disease no doctors could spot, sickness that was beyond the eyes of their cousins, aunties, uncles, their grandpas, their grandmas, their mamas there. They both didn't. They kissed as if the kiss was the last thing they would do with their lives, as if the horns of the inn were loud in their ears, the ground was shifting below them, about to take them. They both could always see the end of things. lastness of last, always on. Dead daddy, long song. They kissed as if they were free, as if the color of their skin didn't scar a target around their, as if the law couldn't make them crawl, the police with their guns drawn. They kissed as if their bodies were sacred and safe instead of scarce and sacrificed. They kissed as if music saves, as if love saves, because it does. It does. Let's hope it does. Love saves. That's it. Thank y'all. So my pops transition February 7th last year. Everything, all my work searching for him some kind of way. He did a 16-year bid for selling crack cocaine. So he wasn't around in my life that much. So much of my work is looking for him, searching for him. So much of my second book was, talking to him and getting stories about him and my mom. My mom passed when I was young. So yeah, it hit hard. I had a cousin who was like, yeah, no, everything's going to hit different for your poetry readings now. So I tried to lean into that. I wrote this into last year. It'll be coming out in the next edition of Plowshares. This is the fact that my father has died. The fact that my father has died slapped me today. Open hand, swiftly across my face, like he did, would, gunshot flame. Set the block, the night, the sky alight. I don't know why I'm not the only person who matters. The only one sitting on the bed, hand in hand, shoulders trembling as water does before it falls from a leaf. Reply, not rushed. Me stood before me, alone. I nearly fell from the heat. The palm made my face doesn't leave. Please touch my face, touch my face. Dear reader, touch my face. Feel fire. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much.
Douglas Manuel, folks, keep giving them some love. Last but certainly not least, William Archila, winner of the 2023 Philip Levine Prize for Poetry for his collection S is For. His first collection, The Art of Exile, was awarded the International Latino Book Award, an Emerging Writer Fellowship Award from the Writers Center, and was selected for the 5th annual Debut Poets Roundup in Poets and Writers. The Gravediggers Archaeology, Archila's second book, received the Letras Latinas Red Hen Poetry Prize. He has been awarded the Alan Collins Scholarship from the Bread Loaf Writers Conference and the Fighting Fund Fellow Award from the University of Oregon. He was also awarded the 2023 Jack Hazard Fellowship. His work has been published in Poetry Magazine, the American Poetry Review, Coppernickel, Colorado Review, the Georgia Review, among others. His work has also been featured in the anthologies Latino Poetry, the Library American Anthology, The Breakbeat Poets, Volume 4, Latinx, and The Wandering Song, Central American Writing in the United States. He has work forthcoming in Plowshares. He is a Penn Center USA West Coast Emerging Voices Fellow and has received an MFA in Poetry from the University of Oregon. He is an associate editor at Tia Chucha's Press. He lives in Los Angeles on Tonga land. Please welcome and give it up for William Archila.
Wow, thank you so much for being here. I am beyond words. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate that. And can we have another round of applause for Arthur, Cynthia, and Doug? Quite amazing. Quite amazing. What a stellar line up. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you to Beyond Baroque. God, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since the last book. And I think those of you who know me know why. They're running around. I got notes, everybody. So, yeah, let me tell you a little bit about this book before I start reading. It is an investigation of the Central American migrant crisis, which is haunted by the past of the Civil War in El Salvador, and also the meaning of family spirits, and the notion of laying down roots with our own dead, which is the poem that Arthur was reading at the beginning. And of course, the sense of having a new life, a new existence and inheritance, so sort of like a new invention in this country. The opportunity to invent myself, the invention of the new self here in this country. So I thought I'd start from the beginning. This is a disheveled sonnet. I got 3 quatrains, I got a couplet, so, something like a sonnet. So it's a disheveled sonnet. Posting, boasting, 80 rounds from an officer, burning, looting, the life of a miner always leads to a line of corpses. Segregated schools, segregated hoods. Not enough money in the bank for representation, for a voice, for a commercial. Be mindful of Minutemen, pilgrims, unidentified men, unhinged, who donate money to all white men in suits executing laws. Take note of the drug trafficking with the pistol of a teenage assassin. Pay attention to his invisible hoodie stitched to his head. Try to count backwards. Try day swollen and crack backwards. Try School of the Americas in Georgia. Try Atlacatel Battalion. Try City Hall. Try the coroner's log. Be vigilant of the government as the ghost of God, including Michelangelo and his cadavers. Also, taking care of other people's babies, cry babies, and shit loaders. Wiping, mopping, what else? What else makes you disappear? Thank you. I think my mother is watching on YouTube, so I told her I wouldn't curse. So I think that's the last poem that I'm going to read that has a curse word there. That's just so bad, I think. It's my mom. Sorry, Mom. So this next poem is inspired by a painting. I have a lot of painting poems here, a lot of ekphrastic poems. I got sonnets, I got sestinas, I got memorials, I got, what else I got? Lyrics. I'm trying to sell you the book, I guess. This is inspired by a painting by Bruegel, Landscape with the Fall of Icarus. W.C. Williams and W.H. Auden have a poem about the same painting. So I wanted to take part of the conversation and complicate the conversation. Beyond Bruegel's Shore. Somewhere in Nicaragua or Guatemala, it doesn't matter. His wings ache from so much wax, so much discord in his father's voice, how once he fled the words of the state through air and sky, so simple and so exact, he fell from the clouds. Yet no one cared, not the hospitals, not the impoverished, nor the imprisoned. For years, the diagrams of his nerves branch in confinement, and yet he has begun a new life, one of labor, of wife and child, his house asleep by the shore, a few cattle battering the fattening ground. But something has begun to crack, that dizzy spell of mist, that death sweeping over him, blaring in the dark, that thick, rough side of the sea. This time, he set up his gear because he had to, with no choice but to curse the coming waters. This time, he swooped so low, he could finger the waves, dropped so low, the foam soaked his hull of feathers. It's just as well. He banished all of it to the barn. The plowing goes on, but today in Central America, it does matter. Another boy fell from the sky, chicken fluff and all. Body tangle, indeed body tangle. And there was no one around. Thank you. So Doug read the poem I had in my list here, so so I'm gonna skip that poem. That's a that's a poem traveled by the yeah, exactly. I read another poem, a different poem. This one was published in the Indiana Review. It's called Our Mouth, Laurels and Lilies. In the slump of the street, they shot him, necklace down, cologne and golden watch, down with his cargo bike. The bullet's nose broke the sun's sweat. The shot's echo hit the back of our heads. Like ants, we all scattered to the ground, to the kitchen floor, down the gutter, our teeth nailed, our teeth black against the graveyard. Under the bed, high under the bed, my cousin said. They shot him, and now he has rocks in his mouth, laurels and lilies around his face, the wind's moisture against his tiny window, a fragment of darkness. Down he went, quietly down. The thoughts echo hit the back of our head. All our pores on the casket. We touch the periphery of the earth. We lit matches, spread like mist, Neolithic over the streets. So this is for my mother-in-law, Kayzakian, who passed away in 2020. So she is from Syria, of Armenian descent. And this, I think something else that you might need to know about this poem is that in Greek mythology, Polynices and Eteocles, twin brothers, there were twin brothers who fought over the throne of Thebes right after their father, Oedipus, passed away. When I think of Aleppo, I too lived the war, but I don't think I necessarily have to like the alternative to permanent residence. There are ways to be cursed when a brother ends up in a rival gang, and you must throw down because the feud is on. The way of Polynices and Eteocles. It's complicated, the way I associate my mother-in-law with Aleppo, or the photo of two Syrian boys sitting in rubble, one torn sweater arm over the other's shoulder, 2 years older than my sons, asleep in the darkness of another siren. I think more and more in parallels now, because there's a feeling in me that outlives my way of thinking. How do I articulate to the boys, stop shoveling, it's time to go, time to drop the front loaders, stop shouting at each other? I think of the Syrian boys, as if my thinking can restore their bodies. What it is the insignificant feeling of a span much too short. And what would I do if it comes taking everything sweet as dirt? To feel all night birds flooding over the sky, to murder the smudge of the stars. Not now, not ever, not for another barrel bomb will I contribute to your faceless justice. This is what makes my body hum at night. To elevate that which is broken, bone and tendon, assembling the body out of fragments. This is to say, I got my boys going down the slide. The way they pick their small bodies off the grass is an accomplishment. I can't tell you how many times I had lied for the sake of making logic work. Believing I'm all right, that I can stomach another grave. So simple, so obvious, but I go on blind to the war, like that fool Oedipus who concludes that all is well. Thank you. I'm going to end with two LA poems. My favorite city. City of. City of ghosts. City of dead cars. City of nah to the songs that say blah, blah, blah. Is this what I get when my father's dead? Is this what I get when I'm lonely in my veins? I don't feel like watching TV or listening to the stereo set. My heart downtown has nowhere to go except where the dead reside. Suddenly, the choreography of bodies sleeping in tents by the lake. Some Angelinos, some illegal. What it's like to shake with an ashtray's click of cigarettes. Now tell me, doesn't the desert eat unless daylight is winding down like a siren? Lawmakers smell of cash because they eat cash, says my father, while I grow old and nocturnal. Inside the eloquent darkness, the blue comes out in the dirt. I don't know what the worms do inside the earth. I don't know why I'm more tired than a dog revised in a graveyard, tired of American Gothic gentrify, disgusted by plastic, by the gutting of carcasses, where others have gone off to praise four black shiny SUVs parked in the driveway. I have deserted to the streets, deserted to odes and elegies. It's strange to think beyond that window, another exile is probably thinking the same as me. You can find almost anything. City of cocktails, city of cops, city of our nation's crush, and taco trucks. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and thank you for listening. I'm going to end up with this poem. I lived in Echo Park when in my 30s. And if you know me, I think Wilson did, she knows that I threw a lot of parties, had a lot of social gatherings, many celebrations, any reason to celebrate, the opening of a beer can, and like, oh, that's good enough. Let's have a celebration. So if you didn't know me in my 30s, I feel sorry for you. This is called Echo Park Poem. I got that Johnny Pacheco kind of feeling tonight. And I want to drop it like a 4x4 in the middle of the road. Break it down like it's Africa 1974. In Angelino Heights, from my bungalow window, strung with Christmas lights, I can see in the dark the buildings downtown, sick with their own sweats, monolith of a mattress and shopping cart beneath the palm tree. There's an international agitator in my kitchen who's got the blues in his alligator boots. A blathering feeling that matinees are best time for B movies. For the most part, film noir. Everything in my Echo Park bungalow is an off-rhyme. Not like the oblique Emily Dickinson, but more like Antonio Carlos Jobim. Desafinado. Cheo Feliciano scrolled tight into a bass line, terse, imaginative, and utterly funky. It's true. My flat was a nightclub in some hall in the wall in Havana. But this time, everyone gets to keep their money, carousing like trains by the turntable, some wrap in tobacco leaves, some a bit of rum to loosen the tongue. Others philosophizing about home and whiskey, top shelf. All the shots are the same and all the shots are good. I got that from a little Irishman from outside Dublin. Today, the gentrified streets of Echo Park are far from my feet. Now I know I want my hands resting over the table the way Bill Evans hunches over the piano. All night I have orbited the moons of my inheritance. 3 parts coffee, 2 parts milk, a pinch of sugar to beat the devil out of his mind and easily come up complete. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Keep it going for William Archila, Arthur Kayzakian, Cynthia Guardado, Douglas Manuel. Thank you all so much. We have books for sale in the bookstore, reception right outside our lobby. Thank you for being here, folks. Have a good night.